Ever wanted to take an animal to court? Well, in medieval and Renaissance Europe, you could. From the 13th up into the 18th century, animals were taken to court and trialed the same way as people, and sometimes even given a lawyer. These trials can be put into two categories. Firstly, the trial for pests, such as rats and insects. These were for crimes like devouring crops, and were held in ecclesiastical or religious courts. One of the more famous cases for this type of trial was held in France in 1522, where rats were put on trial for eating and destroying a province's barley crops. However, they failed to appear in court after being summoned. Lucky for them, they had a great lawyer, Bartholomew Chassemet, who argued that the rats didn't get the summons, as they lived in many different villages. This worked, and the mistake was fixed by a second summons that was read from every local parish. But this is rats we're talking about. Of course they didn't show up to the second hearing. But building from his last argument, Chassenet pleaded with the court to delay the trial, as the rats needed more time to travel. This was very reasonable, so of course the delay was granted. But shockingly, the rats failed to appear the third time as well. Chassenet, though, was prepared. He argued that the rats felt unsafe, as their journey to court would make them cross paths with their mortal enemies, cats. We unfortunately don't know the outcome of the trial, though. But the common punishment was exorcism and excommunication. The other trial was for domestic animals, such as pigs and horses. These were for crimes such as murder or theft, and these trials went much like a human trial would. They brought in witnesses and everything, sometimes even dressing the animal up. One Shot's case of a murderous pig in 1386 had the animal dressed in men's clothes for their execution. The accused was typically held in prison up until the trial, and if found guilty, the punishment was usually death. Mainly by hanging, but there were instances where the animal was burnt or buried alive instead. One instance of these alternative methods happened in 1266, where a pig was burnt at the stake for murdering a child. A lot of these cases are for pigs killing children.